We got on quite well straight away, didn't we?
Yeah.
I thought we did.
Yeah, we get on really well.
Here we go, for a taste.
We always had that image of Stacey with her baby in a storm with thunder and lightning and Martin and the wind howling.
And action.
Look up there, look. He's coming.
I'm his dad.
Oh, you're not listening to me! Arthur is not yours, he is God's. They've been quite happy, haven't they? They had Halloween.
Yeah.
And Stacey got electrocuted.
I was happy.
And that was quite...
Good day for me.
Well, they were happy until then. They found out that the baby was fine.
It's pretty much a miracle.
Then Stacey gave birth Christmas
Really
Eve.
jumped ahead.
Well, nothing much happened in between then. They were just a happy...
Happy-ish.
I don't believe that she was in love with Kush, but I think that she wanted him, but she couldn't have him because he was her best friend. So then she has the baby on Christmas Eve at the nativity play, which actually leads to the postpartum psychosis.
In January 2015, I was talking to Professor Ian Jones, who's a professor of psychiatry and is affiliated with Bipolar UK. And he mentioned in our conversation, oh, have you heard about postpartum psychosis? And I said, no, tell me more. And the more he told me about it, the more I thought, wow, this could be very dramatic, but also it feels like an issue that we've never seen before on TV. So it's kind of dramatic and novel and perhaps in need of being told.
As with any storyline, research is really, really important, and it was important for us to get all the research fully done and get all the stories from real-life situations in our heads and give them to the writers so that we could use different elements of that with telling this story.
1 in 4 women with bipolar could experience postpartum psychosis. Psychosis itself is a horrible thing to go through. Like, your world is ripped apart. Your understanding of reality is ripped apart.
It can happen sort of anything from after 2 hours to 2 days after giving birth, and for Stacey it happens quite quickly.
Stacey, who do you think Arthur is?
I don't think, I know, and so do you.
Do I?
He's the son of God. He's here to save us all.
When it was first pitched and Alex Lamb and the story team and the writers all came to me, and Alex sat with me and he said, what if Stacey thinks that Arthur is God? And I immediately balked a little at it because it's out there. But this came from real stories. Alex said there's several cases of mothers believing their child is God.
In the name of the Father, Son and Holy Spirit.
When they give you the storyline and they say, by the way, you're going to be playing the storyline and your son is going to be Jesus, we did kind of laugh about it. We were like, how can we make that real? But when you talk to some of the people that have been through postpartum psychosis, it's kind of nothing compared to what they've been through, is it? And we had this big chat afterwards, didn't we, about it, and we both walked away like a big weight had kind of been lifted off our shoulders, that we weren't just doing a soap storyline. It was like incredibly real.
We spoke to Bipolar UK. We also spent a lot of time with Mind, talking through the scenes and going through all of the episodes and the character arc for Stacey and for Martin. And Mind have been absolutely fantastic. They've been all over all of the scripts. They've put in a lot of time and effort to make sure we get it right. Because with a story like this, we could easily get it wrong. And it could be disastrous in terms of stigma and public perception of mental health issues.
We met with a few ladies who have suffered from it, and you met with their partners, didn't you? Yeah. To talk about it and to just sort of get as much information as we could, and just use what we can really and put it into Stacey and Martin.
We're in this together from now on.
We had a meeting with Lacey and James. I had certain key messages that I wanted to get across, and I wanted to make sure that Lacey understood. But before I could enunciate them, she was already saying back to me the things that I wanted to say to her. And it just made me, it kind of lifted a burden from my research shoulders that I knew that the story was in safe hands.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute?
Try and catch me, you big fat leech! I'm Stacey. The old man was Charlie's sister's son. Get your filthy hands off me!
Take a minute, girl, calm down. What's been happening?
Suddenly to be given Lacey Turnabout, who wanted to come home to EastEnders, was amazing. I've always liked the idea of Stacey Fowler. I've always thought Stacey Fowler has a little ring to it.
Of course I will, you donut.
We screen tested together.
We did, yeah. I came and read with you.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, God, don't pick that one. No, I'm joking. I didn't say that.
You never know with casting how people are going to work, but James bloomin' by.
Dom said when I took the part, he said, just don't think about anything that the two before did. You know, just make it your own. I was going to give him a different accent. I was going to make him South African, but Northern. I was going to make him Northern. You know that, cock? Northerners are allowed to say that.
Why?
It's a pleasantry.
James By is the only actor who's ever got Lacey Turner to come to the bar or the Christmas party.
Going to shop. I don't know why I have to do that.
This is the sort of stuff that I have to part with on a daily basis.
With serious stuff as well, but he brings the best out of us both.
It's lovely to see that friendship behind the scenes, but I think Lacey and James know how well they work together.
Like some days, like you'll have one scene where you've got to get emotional, and then you've got other scenes, so it's fine. But we've had days, especially recently, where it's been like 5 or 6, 7 scenes back to back where you have to sort of be in the moment, and they're slightly harder to switch off. Especially when you've got to go home to children. You don't have that. You've got dogs, but you do have to go. You do have to find a way to switch it off.
You don't have children, you've got dogs.
Yeah.
You make me sound like I've got no life.
Last time the bipolar storyline really took it out of her. So Lacey doesn't enjoy it when she's acting it. She enjoys it afterwards. She's one of those actresses who lives the moment and lives what she's doing, which is wonderful for us and wonderful for the audience. Less good for Lacey.
I mean, I didn't wash my hair for 3 weeks. I took that a bit too far.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but you have to make your mistakes to learn your boundaries, you know, where you should stop.
Yeah, there is such a thing as dry shampoo. I did tell you that, but you wouldn't have it.
So stand by and action.
Stacey, come on, let's just go home, yeah?
There is a stunt.
Yeah, there is a stunt. Although I read over it twice. I didn't realise it was there.
We had to wear...
Oh, a harness. It was like a nappy.
Yeah, it was like wearing a nappy. And then we had wires on, obviously, for safety. I watched it today, like the fall. It does look more dramatic than we were playing it on the roof. The skills in the camera work, let's just put it that way.
That's the one.
We knew from the offset that the storyline was going to require the baby to be in every single scene, and legally you only have like 5 hours with the baby at a time, and we wanted to schedule them in for 12-hour days, so we had to sort of do our maths and work out how many babies minimum could we have. In total, we had 16 babies licensed to play one baby Arthur.
I love it when Stacey's having a baby. I love wearing the bump. I love watching it grow and putting more and more padding in it. Keeps you warm in the winter. It means you can wear flat shoes the whole time. Let yourself go a bit.
Yeah, which is great for me. Like a giant.
Yeah.
Lacey wears flats. What are you, 5? I won't say, actually.
And then the best thing is, I get loads of little newborn babies to hold every day.
Ideally, we wanted to have a certain look and try and match up the babies, but we couldn't be that sort of picky. It was a kind of process of meeting each time and looking at them going, oh, you've got lots of red hair. We have to use you outside only and put a hat on your head. And then ones that are some a bit balding and some with lots of black hair. One I had like a mohawk. We're like, oh, hat only.
Thank God for a sling, because they're just the best things ever. You put a baby in and they just go to sleep.
Yeah, they bring a different atmosphere on set when the babies come on.
It does.
Everyone quiets down and it does become a bit more like sort of intense.
Lacey was absolutely fantastic. She literally knew every single one of their names, which is amazing. She could tell them by sight when they'd come in, who's this? Oh, it's so-and-so. You know, she knew who they were.
We did a scene and we really struggled with it. We really struggled with it because it's quite a tough scene. And just as we started to get...
It was very
and they were
quiet.
we were doing a take and it was actually a really nice take. And it's not really us, it's more the lady speaking. And the baby dropped one.
And action.
And I am professional. I didn't stop the scene, but I went like this behind Lacey and tried to shoot myself out of it, and we had to stop.
Really funny.
And that was a scene that took a long time to finish.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You farted. I just got gone.
Stop it.
What's your problem?
I'm your father, all right?
I didn't know if I was going to get out alive.
I'm sleeping with that.
One minute I was looking at him, and the next, ripping each other's clothes off.
I remember the big week where you had Pat and Frank in this villa, and all the secrets came out, and Irene left Terry, and it was all moving, so moving.
I don't want it to come back.
The week that Ian went to go and get Cindy.
I'm getting too hot for this.
I was at university, just glued to the screen, and they twisted and turned all week, and finally you saw Cindy's face, and everyone screamed.
Oh, please. Somebody help me, please. He's taken my children.
What we thought is look at a week of Slater secrets. It's nice as we plan our year to go, right, that's Slater week.
I'm your brother.
I'd watch Stacey week every week. 2016 is a year of big stories, and every week on the show is going to be big. Every week is going to be emotionally big, not necessarily big stunts or silly things like that, but big emotion.
Just when you think it's being wrapped up, something else happens and it goes to somewhere else. And in fact, we've still not even finished with it. Have we?
No,
We're still going. It's still going.
Going forward, there is joy. There's always got to be hope out there.
I would love to see them stay together, but this is EastEnders, so you never know.
It's going to be a very, very long and twisty road.
I don't think the viewers are going to guess where it's going to go either. You like that, didn't you? That was for the camera. Let's do it again. And the viewers aren't going to know where it's going to go either.